No soil, no mess, no bugs, no disease, just clean water, thriving plants, and harvests that'll make traditional gardeners question everything they know. What if I told you that dirt is optional, that some of the fastest growing, most productive plants on Earth grow better in plain water than in soil, and that you can set up a complete water growing system in your kitchen, on your windowsill, or in your basement with materials you already have? This is hydroponics stripped down to its essence, and it's about to change how you think about growing food forever. No dirt under your fingernails, just results. Let me show you exactly how this works. Welcome back to Verdant Garden. If you clicked on this video, you're probably dealing with at least one of these problems: limited space, no outdoor area, soil contamination concerns, pest issues, or you're just tired of the mess that traditional gardening creates. Or maybe you're fascinated by the idea of growing plants faster and cleaner than conventional methods allow. Whatever brought you here, you're about to learn a technique that bypasses soil entirely and produces results that'll shock you. Please click the subscribe button for more videos like this. Like, comment, and share. Growing plants in water isn't new. It's called hydroponics, and commercial operations use it to produce millions of pounds of food annually. But the corporate version involves expensive equipment, pumps, timers, and complex nutrient systems. I'm going to show you the simplified method that works with household items and costs almost nothing. You'll learn which plants thrive in water, how to set up multiple systems, what water and nutrients to use, and how to troubleshoot common issues. This is practical, proven, and perfect for beginners or anyone wanting ultra-efficient food production. Let's dive in. 1. Why water works better. Let's start with the science, because understanding why this works makes you a better grower. Plants don't actually need soil. What they need is water, nutrients, oxygen, and light. Soil is just one delivery system for these elements, and it's not even the most efficient one. Soil holds nutrients, yes, but it also harbors pests, diseases, and weeds. It compacts over time, restricts root growth, and requires constant maintenance. Water, when properly managed, delivers nutrients directly to roots in dissolved form, which means plants can absorb them immediately without expending energy to extract them from soil particles. This direct access accelerates growth. Hydroponic plants often grow 30 to 50% faster than soil-grown equivalents. They also produce higher yields because roots don't have to search for nutrients. Everything they need is right there in solution. Oxygen is the critical factor most people miss. Roots need oxygen to function. In soil, air pockets between particles provide this oxygen. In water, you need to ensure roots get adequate oxygen, which is why certain techniques and plants work better than others. Leafy greens, herbs, and plants with adventitious roots, roots that develop from stem tissue, thrive in water because they're adapted to absorb oxygen even in saturated conditions. The other massive advantage is cleanliness. No soil means no soil-borne diseases like damping off, root rot from soil pathogens, or pests like fungus gnats. Your growing area stays clean. You can grow indoors year-round without tracking dirt through your house. And harvesting is as simple as lifting the plant out of the water. No washing mud off roots or vegetables. 2. Best plants for water growing. Not all plants are equal in water. Some thrive, some struggle. Let me give you the winners, the plants that are perfect for beginners and deliver the best results. First, leafy greens. Lettuce is the king of water growing. It grows fast, produces continuously if you harvest outer leaves, and minimal nutrient requirements. Spinach works similarly. Arugula, bok choy, and Swiss chard all excel in water systems. Herbs are next. Basil is phenomenal in water. It roots easily, grows aggressively, and produces more in water than in soil. Mint is almost impossible to kill in water and will actually take over if you're not careful. Cilantro, parsley, and oregano all grow well. Even woody herbs like rosemary and thyme can be propagated and maintained in water, though they grow slower than soft herbs. Scallions and green onions are perfect. You can literally buy them at the grocery store, cut off the white root end, place it in water, and have regrowth in days. The greens regrow continuously. This is one of the easiest entries into water growing because it requires zero setup and proves the concept immediately. Celery works the same way. Save the base when you use celery, place it in water, and new stalks grow from the center. It's slower than scallions, but equally reliable. Bok choy and romaine lettuce bases regrow in water. Now, some plants that technically grow in water but are more advanced, tomatoes, peppers, and cucumbers. These can be grown hydroponically, but they require deeper water systems, stronger nutrient solutions, and often support structures. They're possible but not ideal for beginners. Start with leafy greens and herbs. Master those, then expand. Plants to avoid: root vegetables like carrots, potatoes, and beets. They need soil structure to develop properly. Also, avoid plants with very high nutrient demands or those prone to root rot in water, like most brassicas beyond bok choy.
3. Water systems. Simple setups. Let's talk about actual setups. You don't need expensive equipment. You need containers, water, and a way to support plants. I'll give you 3 methods from simplest to slightly more complex. Method 1. Jar or glass method. This is for propagation in small herbs. Take a clear glass jar or drinking glass. Fill it with water, leaving about an inch at the top. Take cuttings from herbs like basil, mint, or oregano. Cut just below a leaf node. Remove lower leaves so they won't sit in water and rot. Place the cutting in the jar so the stem is submerged but leaves are above water. Put the jar in bright, indirect light. Change the water every 3 to 5 days to keep it fresh and oxygenated. Within a week, you'll see roots developing. This method works indefinitely for herbs. You can keep growing them in jars, harvesting leaves as needed. Method 2. Container with net pots. This is more structured and suitable for larger plants like lettuce. Get an opaque container. Opacity is important because it prevents algae growth. Algae thrives in light and competes for nutrients. A plastic storage tote, a large yogurt container, or even a bucket works. Cut holes in the lid sized to fit net pots. Net pots are small plastic cups with holes and slits that allow roots to grow through while supporting the plant above water. They're cheap, a few dollars for a pack of 10 online. Fill your container with water mixed with hydroponic nutrients, which we'll discuss shortly. Place net pots in the holes. Fill net pots with an inert growing medium like perlite, clay pebbles, or even cut-up sponges. This medium supports the plant but doesn't provide nutrients. Plant your seedlings or cuttings in the medium. The roots grow down through the net pot into the water. The plant is supported above the waterline, and roots hang in the nutrient solution. For small setups, change the water completely every 7 to 10 days. This prevents nutrient imbalances and keeps oxygen levels adequate. For larger systems, you can add an aquarium air pump with an air stone to oxygenate the water continuously. This is optional for small systems, but recommended if you're growing more than a few plants. Method 3. Kratky method. This is passive hydroponics with no pumps or electricity. It's named after Dr. Bernard Kratky, who developed it. Fill your container with nutrient solution to a level where it just touches the base of your net pots. As plants grow and consume water, the water level drops. This creates an air gap between the water surface and the base of the plant. Roots grow into this gap and absorb oxygen from the air, while lower roots stay submerged for water and nutrients. You never refill the water. The plant grows, the water level drops, and when the plant matures, the container is nearly empty. It's brilliantly simple and works exceptionally well for lettuce and leafy greens. 4. Water and nutrients. Water quality matters. Tap water works for most situations, but there are considerations. If your tap water is heavily chlorinated, let it sit in an open container for 24 hours before using it. This allows chlorine to evaporate. Chloramine, a more stable form of chlorine used in some municipal systems, doesn't evaporate easily. If your water has chloramine and you notice slow growth, consider using filtered water or adding a dechlorinator available at pet stores.
pH is the next factor. Plants in water prefer a slightly acidic to neutral pH, around 5.5 to 6.5. Most tap water is in the 7 to 8 range, which is fine for starting, but if you notice yellowing leaves or slow growth, test your pH with a cheap aquarium test kit and adjust it if necessary. You can lower pH with a few drops of lemon juice or vinegar, or raise it with baking soda. Make small adjustments and test again. Nutrients are essential. Water has no nutrients. Plants will grow briefly on stored energy, but they'll quickly deplete and stagnate without supplementation. You need a hydroponic nutrient solution. These are liquid or powder concentrates that you mix into water. They contain nitrogen, phosphorus, potassium, and trace minerals plants need. They cost about $15 to $25 and last for months. General Hydroponics Flora series is popular and works well. Master Blend is another option, especially good for tomatoes and larger plants. For leafy greens and herbs, you can use these at half strength and still get excellent results. Follow the package instructions for mixing ratios. Start with a weaker solution than recommended, about half strength. You can always increase it, but over-fertilizing causes nutrient burn and toxicity. Alternatively, for a more natural approach, you can use aquarium water if you have fish. Fish waste contains nitrogen and other nutrients that plants use. This is basically aquaponics on a tiny scale. Some growers also use compost tea, though it's less precise than commercial hydroponic nutrients. Change your nutrient solution every 7 to 14 days, depending on plant size and growth speed. This prevents imbalances where plants deplete certain nutrients while others accumulate to toxic levels. Fresh solution equals consistent growth. Method 5. Starting your system. Let's walk through setting up your first system step by step. We'll do a simple container with net pots for lettuce, which is the most forgiving and productive beginner crop. Get a plastic storage container, opaque, about 10 to 15 quarts in size. Drill or cut 3 holes in the lid, spaced evenly, sized to fit 2-inch net pots. If you don't have net pots, you can use plastic cups with holes poked in the bottom and sides. Fill your net pots with growing medium. Clay pebbles are reusable and provide excellent drainage and aeration. Perlite is cheaper and works fine. Rock wool cubes are made for hydroponics and hold moisture well while providing air spaces. Whatever you choose, rinse it thoroughly before use. Start lettuce seeds in the net pots. Moisten the growing medium, place 2 to 3 seeds per pot, and cover lightly. Place the pots in the holes in the lid, but don't add water to the container yet. Keep the lid propped so you can mist the growing medium daily until seeds germinate. Lettuce germinates in 3 to 7 days. Once seedlings have their first true leaves, it's time to add water. Mix your hydroponic solution according to package directions at half strength for seedlings. Fill the container so water just touches the bottom of the net pots. Put the lid on with the seedlings in position. Put the entire setup in a bright location. A south-facing window works. If you don't have adequate natural light, use a simple LED grow light. They're inexpensive now and dramatically improve results. For the first week, check daily. You'll see roots emerging from the net pots and growing down into the water. This is exciting. As the plants grow and water level drops, top off the container with plain water until you do a full nutrient change in 7 to 10 days. Then dump the old water, rinse the container, and refill with fresh nutrient solution. Harvest lettuce by removing outer leaves when they're 4 to 6 inches long. The center keeps producing new growth. A single plant can provide harvests for 2 to 3 months before it bolts and becomes bitter. If you want to see more survival hacks like this, hype this video so we can reach more gardeners. Hit that like button right now. This technique is too valuable to stay hidden.
6. Troubleshooting common issues. Let's address problems you'll likely encounter so you know how to fix them fast. Problem 1. Algae growth. Your water turns green. Slimy film develops on roots or container walls. This happens when light reaches the water. Algae is harmless to plants, but competes for nutrients and looks terrible.
Solution: use opaque containers. Cover any transparent parts with aluminum foil or dark tape. If algae develops, dump the water, scrub the container with diluted hydrogen peroxide, rinse and refill with fresh solution. Problem 2. Root rot. Roots turn brown, slimy, and smell foul. This is usually from lack of oxygen or water that's too warm. Solution: ensure your container isn't in direct hot sunlight, which heats the water. Ideal water temperature is 65 to 75 degrees Fahrenheit. If it's warmer, move the container to a cooler spot or add frozen water bottles periodically to cool it down. Adding an air pump with air stone oxygenates the water and prevents rot. You can also use hydrogen peroxide at 1 tablespoon per gallon of water to kill rot-causing bacteria. Problem 3. Yellowing leaves. This indicates nutrient deficiency, most often nitrogen. Solution: increase nutrient concentration slightly or change water more frequently. Yellowing starting from the bottom and moving up is classic nitrogen deficiency. If new growth is yellow, it might be iron or magnesium. A complete hydroponic nutrient covers all bases. Problem 4. Plants not growing or looking stunted. Check pH first. Out-of-range pH locks out nutrients even if they're present. Adjust to 5.5 to 6.5 range. Second, check light. Plants need at least 6 hours of bright light daily. Insufficient light causes slow, leggy growth. Add grow lights. Third, ensure water level allows roots to access water while upper roots get air. If the entire root mass is submerged with no air gap, you can drown roots. Problem 5. Pests. Specifically aphids or whiteflies. These occasionally appear even in indoor water systems. Solution: spray plants with water to dislodge pests. Use insecticidal soap if infestation is heavy. The beauty of water growing is pests are less common than in soil and easier to manage. 7. Advanced techniques. Once you've mastered basic systems, you can expand in several directions. First, scaling up. Multiple containers on a shelf with a single grow light above. You can run 10, 20, even 50 plants in a small space. I've seen apartment dwellers produce restaurant-quality greens year-round from a closet setup. Second, adding aeration. An aquarium air pump costs $10 to $15. Connected to an air stone, drop it in your water container and run it continuously. This super oxygenates the water and allows for faster growth and higher plant density. It also prevents stagnant water issues. Third, creating a wicking system for smaller plants. Use fabric wicks like cotton strips that run from a water reservoir up into a growing container filled with medium. Capillary action pulls water and nutrients up to plant roots. This is passive, requires no electricity, and works great for herbs in individual pots. Fourth, experimenting with aquaponics. If you have a fish tank, position a plant container above it. Water from the tank is pumped up to the plants, roots filter the water and absorb nutrients from fish waste, and clean water returns to the tank. It's a closed ecosystem. Goldfish or betta fish work for small systems. Fifth, vertical stacking. Use PVC pipe with holes cut along the length. Mount it vertically, fill it with nutrient solution from the top and let it drain back into a reservoir at the bottom. A small pump recirculates the solution. You can grow dozens of lettuce or strawberry plants in a single square foot of floor space. Sixth, exploring nutrient film technique, NFT. This is a continuous flow system where a thin film of nutrient solution flows down a sloped channel and plant roots dangle into the flow. It's efficient but requires a pump and careful management. It's the next level after mastering static water systems. 8. Real-world applications. Let's talk about how this fits into your life practically. First, food security. A simple water system in your kitchen can provide fresh greens and herbs year-round, regardless of season, weather, or supply chain issues. During shortages or disruptions, you're still harvesting. Second, cost savings. A head of organic lettuce costs $3 to $5 at the store. Seeds for 100 lettuce plants cost $3. Nutrients and materials for a water system cost maybe $30 up front and last for months. After the initial investment, you're producing premium greens for pennies. Third, space efficiency. You can run a productive system in a space as small as 2 feet by 1 foot. This fits on a kitchen counter, a windowsill, even a closet with a grow light. No yard required, no outdoor space needed. Perfect for apartments, tiny homes, urban environments. Fourth, speed and convenience. Harvest is picking leaves or pulling a plant out of water. Rinse and eat. No dirt to wash off, no bugs to check for. Cleaner, faster, easier than soil growing. And because plants grow faster, you're harvesting sooner. Lettuce in 30 to 40 days from seed instead of 60. Fifth, education and experimentation. Water growing is perfect for kids and beginners because you can see everything happening. Roots are visible, growth is rapid, success is nearly guaranteed if you follow the basics. It's also great for experimenting with different nutrients, light schedules, or plant varieties. Sixth, medicinal and specialty crops. Some growers use water systems for specialty herbs, microgreens, or even cannabis where legal. The controlled environment and fast growth make it ideal for valuable crops. 9. Sustainability and future. Water growing is inherently more sustainable than traditional agriculture in several ways. First, water conservation. Hydroponic systems use 90% less water than soil farming because water is recirculated and doesn't evaporate into soil. This matters as fresh water becomes scarcer globally. Second, no pesticides needed. Controlled indoor environments eliminate most pests. No chemical sprays, no runoff polluting waterways. Cleaner food and a cleaner environment. Third, no soil depletion. Industrial agriculture strips soil of nutrients, requiring synthetic fertilizers that cause environmental damage. Hydroponics bypasses this entirely. No topsoil loss, no erosion, no degradation. Fourth, local food production. Anyone, anywhere can grow hydroponically. Desert climates, urban centers, Arctic regions. This decentralizes food production and reduces transportation emissions and costs. The technology is evolving rapidly. Vertical farms in cities are producing millions of pounds of food in warehouse spaces. Home systems are becoming more accessible and affordable. As more people learn these techniques, we move toward a future where food is abundant, local, and sustainable. You're not just growing lettuce, you're participating in a food revolution. So here's what you now know. Plants don't need soil. They need water, nutrients, oxygen, and light, all of which water systems provide more efficiently than traditional methods. You've learned which plants thrive in water: leafy greens, herbs, scallions, and more. You understand 3 simple setups, from jar propagation to net pot containers to the Kratky method. You know about water quality, pH, and nutrient solutions. You've seen the step-by-step process for starting your first system, and you understand troubleshooting, advanced techniques, and real-world applications. Your action plan: start small. Propagate some basil cuttings in a jar this week. See roots develop. Once you're hooked, set up a container system with lettuce or scallions. Master that, then expand. Try different plants, scale up, experiment. This is a skill that compounds. The more you do it, the better you get and the more food you produce. This isn't just about growing plants, it's about independence. It's about understanding that the systems we've been taught are necessary, like needing soil to grow food, are often just traditional, not optimal. Water growing proves you can produce abundant food with minimal resources in any environment. That's power. That's freedom. If this method excites you, share this video with someone who needs to see it, and subscribe for more techniques that challenge conventional thinking and deliver real results. Until next time, grow clean, grow smart, and never stop experimenting.